TNA No Surrender. Now, AJ Styles, the champion, of course, with that global championship at this point, he's going to take on Tommy Dreamer in an I Quit match. Now, I must say, Tommy Dreamer doesn't interest me hugely, but I do like the idea of a Styles Dreamer match. Now, if somebody can make Dreamer look fresh, exciting, a bit interesting, then I think AJ is the guy to do it.
It's a very, 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 very fair point. I think Dreamer's a bit washed up. I don't give a shit about him these days. I don't think I ever really did, to be honest with you. But either way, he's running with the Mr. TNA himself. So it's probably a good thing for Dreamer if he wants to get that last spark before he hangs up the boots and whatnot. But, you know, I mean, AJ's going to have to work hard to make it look good, I think.
That's right, a lot of bumping on the part of Dreamer or maybe AJ Styles. Who's going to have to do that? Who is going to be jobbing? I don't think there's any surprises. I believe that Tommy Dreamer is going down in this one.
I would really think so. And if he does go over, then again, some stupid booking.
The Motor City Machine Guns, who of course have found a bit of a new lease of life recently with those championship belts now firmly around their waists. They're going to be taking on London Brawling, Magnus and Desmond Wolfe. Now those two guys paired together with of course Chelsea as the valet. Of course this for the TNA World Tag Team Championships. Now London Brawling together not too long. To be honest, they seem like just new, right now quite weak heel tag team that are just in there as fodder for the MCMG.
Yeah, it's fodder, but it could be good fodder. It could go down the road of beer money with a name like that. I mean, that's a classic from the get go. So it will be interesting to see. I think it'll be interesting to see, and I'm actually kind of rooting. I think Wolf was a bit lost in the shuffle a little bit there for a good couple of weeks, and I think he could have fun with this one.
I'm going to say the Motor City Machine Guns are going to go over.
I think so too, yeah. They're kind of getting a real pat on the back, aren't they?
Now Mr. Anderson taking on the Pope, D'Angelo De Niro, semi-finals of the TNA World Heavyweight Championship Tournament. Anderson, De Niro. Now, to me, this is the sort of match that perhaps we could have now been looking at in WWE if those guys had been allowed to stay around. Now, both those guys are, of course, I think the two key guys who were left down by the company. Now, maybe there were legit reasons for that. We've heard many different explanations as to why each guy got released. But ultimately, I think they're in the right place now. And I think they can have a good match together. I'm looking forward to this one.
Yeah, it's just funny how it's in two different lights. I think if it was, you know, Mr. Kennedy versus Elijah Burke on some, 40 minutes into Raw before Diva's match, you'd probably easily go and make yourself a cup of coffee. But because they've been given a chance to shine and run with it, and well, too, it is kind of interesting. So they're both the kind of next level guys, I think, to do something really. But then again, the ranking system between Nash and Sting over to your Samoa Joes and AJs, over to your Andersons and Popes, it's just a bit of a mishmash. So will they be the next top level guys? Probably not. The whole thing will probably just come tumbling down. But as far as a winner, my money's on the Pope, I'd say.
I think I would also go that direction. I think it would be nice to see them push him, and I think it's about time they pushed him as well. Of course, he has been out with some injuries, and that's taken some steam, I think, off that push he was getting, and it took him off TV for a little while. Sometime around that UK tour, I think, something went wrong, and that was the end of the Pope for a little bit. At least now he's been back and in the right position. I think it's a high put over for him to be in there in TNA World Heavyweight Championship competition. Of course, this is almost in some ways a fatal four-way, because you do have another semi-final for the TNA World Heavyweight. So the winner of that Anderson-Pope match, of course, will take on the winner of Angle v Hardy. Now, Kurt Angle and Jeff Hardy, if Angle loses, he's going to retire.
That's right, Angle's going to hang up the boots once and for all. So, as predicted from probably whenever, I would imagine Angle to go over on this one. He's got the good solid build and the ranking system. I think he was the only guy they put 5 minutes of God knows how many hours of programming into actually contending for it or have anything to do with it. So I'm sure that was for a reason.
I think it's definitely time to put Angle back in that top spot. It's time to give him that belt back. He very gracefully, I think, allowed it to sort of slip away from his hands, and maybe he wasn't too demanding because he didn't end up with it since then, I think. And I believe that this is now the point to put him back on top. Maybe we're transitioning out of Hogan territory. Of course, Hogan appearing in more taped vignettes at this point and kind of being there, it seems to me, and maybe he's getting a little bit bored of it at this point. So set it back to what it was 2 years ago. It was something I watched a lot more, and that's, I think, something we're going to address soon in our State of TNA Address video here on YouTube, and indeed live on Justin. If you're with us, that's every Sunday. You can catch us here. So Angle versus Hardy. I think, like yourself, Angle looks to be the man that is going to get that push, and certainly him retiring from wrestling, probably not that likely scenario. So No Surrenders coming up. Looking forward to it, and yeah, should be interesting.